Hey everyone, happy Monday and welcome to Post to Post. My name's Neil, coming back at you with another jersey concept video. Every Friday and every Monday I'm going to try and do jersey concepts on here, or at the very least some kind of custom logos or something that you guys have curated. This is about the community, Mondays and Fridays, all about you guys. Friday we did some jersey concepts, today we're doing some jersey concepts, and I've already got the jersey concepts ready for next Friday, or this coming Friday rather. I have so many sets to go through, but I've already picked the one for the next one coming up this week. So if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. If you're into jerseys, hockey, design, logos, any of that good stuff, man, you got to hit the subscribe button. You got to join me here for these videos. They're a ton of fun reacting to these and just checking them out. We're looking at Ash's concepts here. Now, I vetted one of them, and because I just wanted to make sure that the format was good, and he's done something a little bit different, okay? He's curated a new home, a new away, and a new alternate. So we're really looking at what if every team had 3 jerseys, and what is the best collection of jerseys? So at the end of this video, I'm going to rank them. I'm going to give you my top 10, and I'm kind of basing my ranking on that. I'm not basing it on any individual jersey. I'm kind of basing it on the collection of the 3 jerseys. Now, some of the changes, I've been told, are extremely subtle, okay? Very, very subtle. And maybe the alternate is totally different and it's new or something, but the home and the away maybe just has a couple of minor changes. And he's going to emphasize some of this. He's actually included a little bit of a paragraph here for me to read. So I'm going to read this very quickly. Just hang on a second. So he said, "The goal with my concept started off simple, to fix the Ad Zero collar. In my opinion, the awkward pattern forced several teams to make less than ideal decisions about coloring. The project then expanded into addressing various other design issues that have bugged me for years. These concepts are not radical designs of every logo or jersey. Instead, they are meant to be practical refinements to a team's set of home, away, and alternate jerseys, drawing from their rich visual history to transcend different eras, feel cohesive, and look timeless. If you're curious about my reasoning on these concepts, check out the Imager gallery in the comments. Please enjoy." Thanks for including that, Ash. I appreciate that. So there's a bit of a focus on collars here, so just keep that in mind. Now, I've seen one of these. It is the first one that we're about to look at. It is the Anaheim Ducks. And if you want to come up with concepts like this, you can go to sportstemplates.net, check out all the templates on the site. You can use code POST2POST to save yourself 10%. And if you want to do exactly like he did and make some jerseys, that would be awesome. There's goalie masks on there. There's hockey pucks. There is footballs, football helmets, football sweaters, soccer balls. There are all kinds of incredible templates on sportstemplates.net where you can go. We can find something that you're really interested in, download it, open up Photoshop, plug that in, and just have fun with your creativity. And if you want to come up with a bunch of designs and send them in for me to rank or review or react to, that would be great. I would love that. So, like I said, use code POST2POST, save yourself 10% at sportstemplates.net. All right, we are reacting to these like I said. I've seen the first one, so I'm going to bring the first one up. It is Anaheim. Here we go. The alternates, or the third rather, that he has in the middle is amazing. I think it's perfect. I wouldn't change anything about it. Doesn't need a shoulder patch. This is, we're going back to the 90s here. Let's just keep it simple. Keep it clean. It's perfect. Literally wouldn't change anything about it. Now the home and away, he's utilized a bit of their current design, but changed it up a little bit. He's added purple to the bottom of the sleeves. I think the shoulders are a little bit different on the away. Just a couple of minor tweaks. I would prefer personally just to see kind of a totally new radical design from their home and away, just because I'm a little bit tired of their current ones, but still, I know I don't hate it by any means. All right, next up, here's where things get interesting. I've not seen anything from this point on, and these are done by alphabetical order as far as abbreviation, I think. So Arizona should be next. Yes, Arizona is next. Okay, so this totally makes sense. Ash made, he nailed it here because he recognizes the trend that the Arizona Coyotes are making right now currently. They've already started using the Kachina jersey as their preferred home jersey. I believe they're still using the original one in a couple of games, but the majority of the home games are going to be using the Kachina jersey this year. That tells us that they're likely going to be moving in the direction of changing the away as well, and it's going to be an inverse version or another retro version of the Kachina for symmetry. And then their alternate could be something like he has here, the third jersey, which is a variation of their previous primary home jersey. So this is a really good balance. I like this a lot. This totally makes sense. This is exactly something that I would expect from someone who's really thinking practical, and Ash has done that here. So Ash, good job. Next is Boston. Ooh, okay. Not many changes with the home or away. Actually, that I can even, maybe the collar is different, but I don't notice any other specific changes. Now that third is not doing it for me. Respectfully, I am just not personally a fan of brown jerseys, and I've said this in the past, but that's not working for me. I prefer the just black. Like I'm not into brown. I like that logo on the front though that they've used in the past, and that's the shoulder patch. Would love to see that back on a jersey as the primary logo. Next up, Buffalo. Oh snap, guys. This is it. This is it. This has to happen. Like, this is it. You got the royal blue and both the home and away, which are very similar, if not almost identical, to the current home and aways for Buffalo, which are the best in the league. And then the alternate, he's thrown in the goat head with the colors that they used back then. Man, this is awesome. This is perfect. This needs to happen. Next up, Carolina. Okay, so he's gone back to the original, or not, he's gone back to a version of the original Adidas away that the Hurricanes have used. Some tweaks, obviously, with the sleeves specifically, because now they use the canes coming down, which I actually prefer now. I didn't when it first came out, but now that I've seen it, I actually kind of quite like it. So I don't agree with the change for the away here. The home is fine. That's whatever. The third, I like their current third more. I like that secondary logo on the front versus the primary one here. He's recolorized. The numbers in this third also get lost because they're black on dark gray. So even though the red stroke helps them, it still gets lost for me. It's a little bit muddy. So I personally don't really like that third jersey very much. Next up is Columbus. Dude, this is awesome. Okay, so he's changed their current alternate to be their home, changed the striping pattern up a little bit, which it looks like one of those chevrons or whatever. That makes sense. That's awesome. And then he's made an inverse version of that for the away, which makes sense, which also looks awesome. Really like that. And then the third, he's implemented some yellow in there, which complements the blue perfectly. And he has this pattern coming down like you would see on an old school, soldier's uniform with I don't know what you call it. You know what I'm talking about. It's, it's just there. It looks like the top of a uniform from back then. And then a different variation of the chevrons on the arms. I love the yellow. I never would have thought to kind of implement yellow into Columbus. I know that, lots of teams use yellow and blue in professional sports because it's one of the best color combinations, if not the best. But I never really thought about putting some yellow with Columbus. It seems like a logical choice, and Ash has made it here. I'm glad he did it. This is awesome. I love this. Calgary is up next. Ooh, okay. So going back to a previous shoulder patch. Actually, I don't know if they've used that as a shoulder patch. I know they've used it as some kind of logo. I don't know if it's ever been a shoulder patch, but I love it on here. Looks awesome. You got the retro home, you got the retro away, which I'm personally a big fan of. And then you've got Blasty, which I hope stays around, to be completely honest. I don't really like the version that they went with the reverse retro, but it's still pretty great. So this is perfect. I think this is exactly what Calgary should do. Chicago. Ooh, okay, new options for logos here. There's been rumors that the Blackhawks are considering changing their logo. I don't know how serious those rumors are, but it is something that they may want to consider doing in the future. So this is to be honest, a very good modern take on the Blackhawks logo. That's phenomenal, actually. And then he has the third being the Winter Classic, or a version of the Winter Classic, which is my favorite Chicago Blackhawks jersey. So this is exactly in line with what I would want to see from the Chicago Blackhawks. This is a logical decision. I really like this set so far, Ash. This is phenomenal. Really good job. And Colorado is next. You guys know I like Colorado. I'm trying not to get too excited. I love that third. That third is awesome. I'm missing the Colorado state flag on it just a little bit. The away is perfect. You put the foot back on there as the shoulder patch, which is the best decision anyone could make. But that home, I ain't digging it. I ain't digging the bottom of the home with the burgundy, just that, that silver line, or that gray line being the mountain range, which they use currently, but it's colorized differently at the bottom. I don't think that transcends well. I would almost rather see maybe that line be removed, or this be very close to the version that they use. So I'm gonna nix the home. I'm gonna thumbs up the away, and I'm gonna give the third maybe like a 7 out of 10, 7 or 8 out of 10. Dallas. Yes. Okay. Awesome. I'm fine with the home. I'm fine with the away. Not sure on the patch there, but the third. Dallas considered doing a third like this before, and I'm disappointed that they haven't, or that they didn't, and that they haven't since. But this is a really good option for Dallas because of the Texas state flag. It's totally different than their colors that they use now, obviously, but it makes sense to the location, makes sense to the state, and it works. And that logo there that has come from the Winter Classic on this, representing the Texas state flag, is perfect. I'm in love with this. I really like this set. Detroit. So I guess Detroit has used a similar jersey in the past as a third. So this is in line with some of their branding, I would say for sure. So I'm okay with this. The away hasn't changed. I don't think the home hasn't changed. Maybe the collar. They shouldn't really change. So I'm fine with those. I'm okay with that third. Really interested to see what Red Wings fans think of this. Please, Red Wings fans, please leave your comments down below on that third. Edmonton. This is really good. The home is perfect. It's very classic, but also modern at the same time. No patches on the shoulder. It is the perfect replacement for that gaudy orange that they use now. Love the Reebok version of that. Hate's a strong word. I strongly dislike the Adidas version that they use now as their home. This is great. That's an awesome home jersey. The away jersey is good. And then the third, which is one of my favorite Edmonton Oilers jerseys, the alternate, sticking around. Good decisions, Ash. Really, really good decisions here. Florida. This is exactly what I would have expected Ash to do based on his previous ones. Again, a logical decision. Keeping the home basically the same because it's amazing. Keeping the away basically the same because it's amazing. And then you look and see what else Florida has for jerseys and what they can use. Well, the reverse retro isn't the best version of that I think it could be, but it's really popular and it makes total sense for their brand and being retro. So he's kind of taken their current home and away and made it, and then combined it with reverse retro a bit. So the shoulders have changed. He's put the number on the shoulders to keep in line with the rest of the jerseys. He's put a version of the original logo on the front. He's kept the patch on the arm. This is pretty much perfect. This is exactly what I would want to see from the Florida Panthers. Love this set. Los Angeles. You know what? I'm generally not a big fan of the wow, okay. Let me dissect this a little bit. Or let me think about this. So I'm generally not really a fan of the way that the jersey's designed as far as the striping and stuff. It's okay. I think it's basically average. But to see it colorized a little bit differently really steps it up, in my opinion. That's actually kind of top notch. Love the addition of the purple. That is so lovely. The home is amazing. The away, not using white but using gray, complements that purple very good. But then the third, which is kind of their home now, however he's used the retro logo in the middle, that is not bad. I don't love it, but it is definitely, I would say, acceptable for the LA Kings fan base. This is an interesting one. Minnesota. Okay. The away, changing from white to that off-white is the best decision. I love that. That is great. The home doesn't look like it's changed too much. Maybe the striping in the background potentially. And then he's changed the reverse retro a little bit to, I wouldn't say more North Stars, but the star on the shoulder, the patch, is pretty in your face that, yeah, this is inspired from the North Stars. which is great. These jerseys look so good on the ice. I would love to see them stick around. So again, a really good decision here by Ash. The Montreal Canadiens. Again, you've fixed the one thing that I hate about the Montreal Canadiens. So I guess we kind of align here a little bit. The collar. I hate the Montreal Canadiens priest collar. You've gotten rid of that. It looks great on the home. It looks great on the away. And then you've given me the exact jersey that I want to see in Adidas come back from like 1944 or whenever it was. The jersey that they used early 2010-ish, something like that. That is my favorite Montreal Canadiens jersey. So to have that as the third is perfect. Again, this is awesome. Ash, you're blowing me away here. The Devils. Nothing really has changed with the home and away, which is fine. I like their lineup. And seeing a Devils concept in black is something that I always kind of get excited about. I don't know why. The two-tone red and black just look so good together. Like it's very simple, but it's like angry and mean and like ominous and stuff. So this is a really nice third. Not my favorite that I've ever seen, but really good. Nashville. Ooh. The third is amazing. I love the third, just first impressions. The logo on the front going back. I think I'm probably okay with that. I don't like yellow as the primary color for Nashville. I've said that 1,000 times. So I'm not a fan of the home. I like the away, actually. That's a decent away. Love the third. Islanders. Ooh, that's a really interesting patch on the shoulder for the home and away. I kind of dig that a little bit. Kind of dig it. The third, though, fisherman inspired, but without the fisherman. I'm so invested in getting the fisherman back that even though that's nice, I'm gonna cancel that because if it's not the fisherman, you can put the teal in there, you can use the colors, but if it's not the fisherman, it ain't good enough. And that's nothing against you, Ash. I want the fisherman, and I won't settle for anything less. The Rangers, heck yeah, that's awesome. Liberty on the third, striping on the shoulder to match the striping on the away. The home hasn't changed. The away hasn't changed other than the collar, I believe. And yeah, this is awesome. This is, again, exactly something that a team should do based on logic. What do the fans like? What do the fans want? This is kind of a really good representation of what the fans could potentially want, the Rangers fans, and just hockey fans in general, Jersey fans. Ottawa. Again, another good logical decision. A variation of their home and away now with a better shoulder patch, in my opinion. So that's great. That's already an improvement. And then the third, which is the perfect reverse retro. I shouldn't say reverse retro. The perfect retro jersey. They've used it in a Heritage Classic, I think, and then they used a variation of that in the 100 Classic against Montreal. So they've used it twice before, other than the original time that they used it 100 and whatever years ago. But it needs to come back as a retro jersey. And this is, again, a really good, smart decision here by Ash. Philadelphia. Okay, so not really much has changed with the home and away, so that's fine. The third, using off-white instead of white, was a really good decision because Philadelphia is one of those older teams. They came in 1967 or whatever it was. So that makes sense. I think I'm okay with this. It's hard to really screw up Philadelphia. Those colors always look good together. No complaints here, but I'm not in love with any of these. Pittsburgh. Heck yeah. That gets a big heck yeah from me. Their home and away are one of the best in the league. I absolutely love them. But the third, you got the Robo Penguin on there, but you're using the original colors. This is a really good combination of a lot of their history into one jersey. And also, it's just kind of totally different. It's not the same. Not that black and yellow was boring, but it's just something different for their brand. But it also reaches back into history of their branding as well. This is awesome. Perfect. Seattle. Oh, yes. Okay. So the home is very close to what they released as it's not their official jersey, it's their official concept because there could be changes from the time that they release that until the time it's actually released, which I think is going to be July of this year-ish. So that's fine. The away, it looks great. I really like that. Now the third is where it's at. This is, if you know anything about the Seattle history in the NHL, the Metropolitans, the other, everything that's going on there, this is awesome. It is ugly. Like, it is an ugly jersey. There is nothing satisfying visually about this at all. It's all over the place with staged the striping and stuff, but it is so nostalgic and awesome, and I would just love to see this on the ice in uniform. So this gets a big heck yeah from me. San Jose Sharks. Okay, so you've changed the striping on the bottom. Well, you've added striping on the away jersey for San Jose. They actually don't have any at the bottom. I don't mind that. I think I may prefer it without it, though. The home has a different shoulder patch, if I'm not mistaken. That's fine. The third is, for the most part, they're alternate now, except for you have the texture on the sleeves and not in the striping, which is fine. So this is a really good balance, a really good thing for San Jose. This would totally work. St. Louis. I love it. I love your decision with the home and your decision with the away, kind of going back to some of the original versions of the St. Louis Blues jerseys, which is great. But then the third jersey, which is a variation of the 90s jersey that I personally love. I think it's in the background there, maybe? Yeah, it's going to be hard to see, and maybe I don't have my camera right, but it's in the background. I prefer that version versus this version. I kind of like the angles that one has, but it's not too bad. Tampa Bay. Oh, snap. It's a little in your face, specifically that away one. The home one is perfect. I love the gradient there, and they already use that, okay? So you can't say that stop with the gradients. Like, this is something that the Tampa Bay Lightning already use on their alternate jersey, so it's acceptable here for this team. It looks good in the home. The away, it's a little in your face. It almost looks like spray paint a little bit, so maybe it's a little bit too speckly, but it is on the right track. I think they should do this. I think that would be awesome. And then the third, which is a variation of the reverse retro. This is a phenomenal lineup for Tampa Bay. I really like this one a lot. Toronto Maple Leafs. Okay, home has changed slightly in the collar, I think. The away looks very similar. The third is, I guess, a take at the St. Pat's jersey, but done to match their current home and away branding. And I think that looks great. That is very simplistic. It's easy on the eyes. It would look great on the ice in uniform. I'm personally a fan of this. It's very, it's not crazy modern or in your face or anything like that. It's very simple, very respectful, and that's a plus for me. Good job, Ash. Vancouver. Oh, snap. Yes, I love it. That third jersey. Oh man, I would love to see that third jersey come back, or a variation of it. This design in Adidas. That would be so great. And you've changed the striping on the home jersey to kind of match the alternate, which I'm fine with. The away, the arms have changed a little bit. This is really good. This is a really, really good, Ash. These are some of the best concepts I've ever seen. Vegas. Oh wow. So my first impressions of the third are, this matches the branding of their new affiliate team, which is the Henderson Silver Knights. So to have a jersey that matches their brand and with their graphics and stuff, but also kind of connects them to the team underneath them, that's a really cool decision. I like that a lot. The home hasn't changed too much. The away hasn't changed too much. The home looks a little bit different. I can't quite place what's going on there. I think it's just darker, potentially, which is fine. But the third's really cool. It's almost has a blue tinge to it, like a cool metallic or something. I really like that. And you've got the texture on the numbers as well to match, which is just a really subtle little detail. So good job, Ash. Washington. Feels a little bit busy on the arms. But the third, like, everything matches here. Everything's very, very symmetrical. The third isn't totally different from the home and the away. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. In Pittsburgh's example, like we looked at earlier, I think it works. Some of you probably don't think it works. Here, everything looks the same. It's just, like, this is exactly what I would expect from any team in the NHL to kind of do. Use the same design, but just change the colors in all three jerseys. So these all complement each other very well. I don't know if it's different enough for a lot of fans. They might just want something totally different, but really good attempt here. And Winnipeg is the last one. So I don't think anything's changed in the home or the away from I can tell. But the third is obviously different. It looks like the jersey that has the script logo on there that I'm not personally a fan of. So I like the fact that you changed it and put the awesome retro one on there. But I personally really like their Heritage Classic one, the dark blue version with that logo on the front. That is like one of my favorite jerseys of all time. So I'm going to say no to the third just because I like that one more. But just by itself, it is very nice. So I think that was the last one. Okay. Now I have a serious challenge ahead of me. I'm going to rank these. I'm going to give you there's no way I can do top 5 or top 6. I'm going to have to do top 10. So give me a moment. I'm going to rank these top 10, and I'll get back at you. Okay. I said top 10. We're going to do top 15 because I'm having trouble deciding. In 15th position, I've put the Montreal Canadiens. I'm going to go through these pretty quick, okay? If you want to look at them more, you can pause the video and stuff. 15, Montreal Canadiens. 14, the Toronto Maple Leafs. 13, the Columbus Blue Jackets. I love the yellow in there. That third is amazing. 12, the New York Rangers. Again, nothing drastic, but just a really good practical decision here. Number 11, Seattle. I can't wait to see Seattle on the ice, so some of the hype here is because of that. Number 10, the Vancouver Canucks. Brilliant decisions here. Number 9, the Vegas Golden Knights. That third is really growing on me. Number 8, the Calgary Flames. Again, nothing super drastic. This is basically what they use now with a couple of tweaks, but is a really good decision based on some subtle changes. Number 7, the LA Kings. The more I thought about this one, the more I'm like, okay, this totally makes sense. The purple, which is a color they've used in the past, but not changing their current uniform or their current jersey up too much as far as the design, just kind of changing the color is an easy decision, but makes a big change. And I felt like as a collection here, it totally makes sense. Number 6, the Tampa Bay Lightning. So I know some of you probably won't like that away jersey specifically, or maybe the home as well, because a lot of people don't like gradients. I think this totally works for Tampa. This one gets a thumbs up. All right, now the top 5. This is where things get super interesting. Minnesota. I thought this was great. The third, although it's different colors, it's different shades of colors that they currently use. So it matches well with the branding. It also pays homage to the Minnesota North Stars, and it looks so good on the ice. It's a beautiful retro jersey. Like the decision here with the away to change it to the off-white. So a lot of really good decisions here that hasn't really changed a lot, but it still made some smart moves. Number 4, the Dallas Stars. This is a good example of having a home and away that looks similar, obviously, but having a third that looks completely different, but still makes sense to their location or branding. So I love that third jersey. Number 3, the Pittsburgh Penguins, for kind of the same reason. I talked about it before, but it is the perfect third jersey. You got one of the best logos that they've ever used. I won't say the best because that might cause an argument in the comment section. One of the best. Original colors-ish, and just simple striping. It's awesome. I like it a lot. Number 2, Florida Panthers. This is perfect. I mean, I literally wouldn't change anything about this. Ash nailed it here. This is just, again, a practical decision. Makes sense. And number 1, the Buffalo Sabres. This needs to happen, okay? This needs to happen. You've already got the home. You've already got the away. You made really good decisions there. Let's make another good decision. Let's bring back the goat head. It needs to happen. And you know what? Maybe it ends up being a 4th jersey or a 5th jersey. I don't care what number it's going to be. I don't care what year you bring it back, but make it a year that's coming up soon and make it happen, because a lot of fans want it, and I know some Buffalo fans don't want it, obviously, but a lot of fans do. A lot of hockey fans. So, Ash, really good job here. I'm so impressed with some of your small decisions that made big changes. Small decisions resulted in big changes, good changes. So very nice foresight, very nice logical thinking here, Ash. Thank you so much for sending these in. I really appreciate it. Let me know down in the comment section which concept you guys like the most, or which jersey individually or set. We'd love to know your thoughts down below. I'm sure Ash would like to know as well, so leave your feedback. And Ash is going to make a comment, and I'll pin it so you can check out more of his work and more of his decisions behind some of these. So again, thanks, Ash. Thanks, guys, for watching. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below. Please hit the like button, and I'll catch you later. Adios.